How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews. Back with some motherfucking Mortalis, son. In the form of their... Which one is it? It's like suspense. You have no idea what's in here. This is their Everything Bagel Double IPA. That's right, my friends. Everything Bagel. We'll see how this one tracks. This comes courtesy of my buddy George. He is in the Rochester area, like, almost 24/7. His extended family up there, so he goes up there quite often. He came back with one of these and he said, "Hey man, what do you think?" And I said, "Give it to me and I'll tell you what the fuck I think." That's how we do. Everything Bagel. I can get down with that. I don't know what they put in it. You know me. I actually, I'm the real G. I don't go, ooh, that is not the color I thought it would be. I put in quite the effort not to know anything about the beers it'll have. So once I knew I was going to have this, I really tried not to figure anything out about it. But, I mean, throw that up there quick. It's kind of weird looking, Weird looking, but is a everything bagel beer. So it's going to be weird looking. There's super amounts of particulate just floating around in that sucker. What is that? I don't know. Is that garlic powder? Is that... everything bagel. You think about everything bagel. I think of like seeds, poppy seeds, caraway seed, maybe a bunch of different seeds. Think of garlic. Think of salt. Think of onion. I think of all those kind of things. So it could be a couple different things. Head dissipated infinitely quickly. I mean, it was actually kind of cool. It was creamy and fluffy. What you'd expect from a big, rich double IPA. And Mortalis knows how to do those things. But then it got really rocky and just died really quick. Not really a super surprise, because, you're talking about all those kind of different adjuncts in there. They can express kind of things that would really knock out a head real quick. So I'm not going to really sit here and be like, wow, that's an ugly beer. It's a fucking ugly beer. But sometimes an ugly beer can be okay when you know it's going to be an ugly beer and you go into it with eyes wide open. Let's put it that way. So, does she look very appealing? I mean, body-wise, if you go like this, she looks like, world-class haze up top. A bit funky. That's okay. Let's get a nose. Oh, garlic. Well, let's put it this way. There's fucking garlic in here. God damn, there's fucking garlic. Okay. Fucking confession time. I'm fat. That's not a fucking confession. Well, it kind of is, but you guys know that. I'm a big dude. And I talk about beer. That's what I do. I chose 4 or 5 years ago, the aimer and a camera. When I did that, I started actually drinking more. I didn't think I'd drink more because I thought I drank a lot of beer. It's not that I drank more high impactful beer. So I had to make a decision. What do? Do I cut back on the beer or do I cut back on the carbs? So I decided to cut back on carbs. I really don't eat much, if any, carbs. If any carbs are going in my body, a whole grain kind of carbs, they're either coming from a wrap, or if I'm really tuned up and I want to have a hamburger, I'll eat a fucking bun. I'm not one of those people. I can have those kind of things. But I just don't eat bread. I don't eat those kind of carbs anymore. And if you break it down to what I miss the most as far as carbs go, on like the top 5, we'll go pierogi. Fuck yeah. Double crust broccoli and cheese pizza from Colarusso's. And it's kind of like the Plymouth area, Pennsylvania. Caraway rye bread. Fuck, I love that shit so much. I don't know what number 4 would be. I don't know. And number 5 would be everything bagels. I fucking love everything bagels. And I live in Jersey now, so, when I did this, I lived in PA, and it was kind of easy because PA bagels suck balls. But I live in Jersey now, and, man, everything bagels in Jersey are like... No, you can't fuck with that shit. I don't care where you're from. I went to the shore. I went on a vacation, and I had a pork roll sandwich and an everything bagel because I'm on vacation. I'm eating whatever the fuck I want. And I think I passed out and woke up like 5 hours later, and I was at a brewery or something like that. It was fucking crazy. Anyway, this is one of my favorite kind of smells when it comes to kind of old carbohydrate-laden kind of shit that I used to eat. And I'm getting a ton of garlic in here. Sure, there's a little bit of spice, a little bit of almost soft, like oregano basil thing going on in there. The garlic doesn't come off as like real garlic. It comes off as that toasted, slightly garlic powdery stuff after you toast the bagel. It's not like fresh garlic. It's that granulated, dehydrated garlic that's a little bit toasted, which is really cool. I don't know if they actually toast a little bit of garlic. It could just be my brain. Here's the thing, though. It's 8%. I'm not really getting much beer there. I'm not getting a big hop impact off of it. It's not giving me a ton of hops, and it's not giving me a ton of sweetness. It's really just garlic and a little bit of soft bagely spices, a little bit of soft, almost anything, a little bit of doughiness on top of like that little bit of, almost like a pizza thing, like a little bit of soft oregano, basil going on top of it. So, I mean, this is canned, just here is canned 6-8. Today is the 12th or 13th, so it hasn't been sitting in this crowler all that long. But let's put it this way. Does she smell like a big, huge, hazy double IPA? No. She smell like a bagel? Yes. Everything bagel? It's more the garlic bagel. But it smells interesting. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's Skokie, Illinois level shit right there. That's kind of weird, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, that's like fucking Kaiser Soze level shit, because you do get a little bit of soft onion, soft garlic vibe, a spiciness, like your tongue's almost got this soft burniness that kind of mimics a little bit of onion, mimics a little bit of fresh garlic, but I believe that's coming from the hops. You don't get a big, huge pop of all the bagel spices in a taste. It's more an aromatic thing. And what you're left with is a pretty nicely well done, from what I remember, a lot, let's put it just, in line from what I previously had double IPA wise, actually probably a little bit better. So the last time I really reviewed a Mortalis double IPA, it came off a little bit candied, a little bit kind of just a little bit too sweet. This one's a little bit more reserved, so I'll take that back and say it's a little bit better. Probably the best double IPA I've had from Mortalis. Limited exposure, let's put it that way. Nice, soft, creamy mouthfeel. It's not fluffy. It's not effervescent. The carbonation's not really there. That's your adjuncts at play, kind of beating down that carbonation. And the way it comes through, it has this nice kind of soft, pineapple-y citrus hop to it. It's more pineapple than anything. Almost like a subtle coconut. I don't know if they're using like Sabro or something like that in there to give it this kind of like a little bit. It's not tropical. It's more like pineapple meets. It's not melon. It's not mango. It's not kiwi. There's something I'm just keying on, which I'm not really getting in there. But pineapple leads the way for me. It's like a pineapple sweetened kind of double IPA with a little bit of a ranky kind of garlic onion vibe that is reminiscent of what you used to get from those really ranky-dinky beers from a couple of years ago, like your single cuts and stuff like that. But it has this kind of lingering aftertaste that gives you this kind of garlic thing, so you know it's beyond the hops, because you get that little bit of soft hop burn, but you're left with garlic in the old mouth. And I like this. I like this in a way that, how do I put this? Burps. I like this for the swing. I like this for the take. I like this for trying to do something that isn't the norm, I guess you would say. Listen, for the weird of sake of being weird is fucked up. I used to know somebody. I worked with her when I worked at the tattoo shop. She just drew weird shit because she wanted to be weird. You can't really be weird, and you can't trying to be weird is so fake. It's like intentional comedy. It just fucking doesn't do it for me. So just being weird for the sake of being weird is just but trying weird stuff, and it just, you could taste when somebody's genuinely trying to do the fuckduckery thing, and that kind of comes off here. I like it. I dig it. Aromatically, it reminds me of a double IPA. It gives me all the bits and pieces that kind of turn me on that way, and really does kind of suppress a lot of those big old double IPA hazy notes that you would be like, okay, might not meld well with a double IPA, but then you flip the script, you go a little bit opposite in actual taste, and while you do get a bit of that bagel kind of coming in from behind, more notably kind of a garlic oniony thing, which works well with hops to begin with, and pile it on top of a pretty well done double IPA that leans very pineapple. It just kind of works. It just works for me. I dig this. I like this beer. Is it drink a whole crowler to your own fucking head chugger kind of beer? I don't think so, but I don't think that's what it's meant to be either. It's fun. It's tasty. Looks aside. Actually, this way, so you guys don't see it. I can see it. I like it. I think it's fun. It works. The nose turns me on in a bagel kind of way. The taste turns me on in a double IPA kind of way. And like I said, limited exposure when it comes to the hazies. When it comes to Mortalis, more specifically the higher ABV one. The last one, I don't think I've had two, maybe. And they were okay. This is very much a step in a direction that I like when it comes to the double IPA. So all the fuckduckery with the bagel stuff aside, it's a pretty solid double IPA, more than solid. I should say that. Double IPA to begin with, so I think it's fun. Anyway, I've talked enough about it. Let's cut to the chase. Is it one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late? It's not fucking king shit of fuck mountain level stuff. You're not going to put it in Mount Rushmore. But as far as like kooky double IPAs, I just did a pizza double IPA. I've had this. I've had fucking weird IPAs. It's probably one of the better ones I've had in that vein. If you strip it down to just base, it's definitely still in the conversation, just not up there with the king shits. Value and availability, I forget what George paid for it. It is what it is. Brewery only, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like breweries that are experimenting, doing fun things, while at the same time, and this is the fucking catch, making good beer. Because you can be weird, as we talked about earlier, but trying to be weird is fucked up. But if you're being weird, you're just having fun, while at the same time making good beer, that's a fucking great thing. And I think that's pretty much what you have going on here. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little everything bagel. Hazy right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.